All right. Well, a win is definitely a win. Fuck anybody who says that that win doesn't matter. I think, I think that, I think that the fact that your struggling superstar who couldn't buy a hit is leaning into a pitch that is a strike that wants to win the game. I think by all means you go in, you take the hit by pitch, and you take the win and you run.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a walk-off hit by pitch. Nothing else to it. When we look back at
Either
that
win.
later in the season, our first walk-off of the year was a walk-off hit by pitch. We won't talk about the controversy. We need the wins. It's better to be 2-2 than 1-3.
Absolutely. No, hey, I'm fine with him leaning into it. I don't care that he
I didn't
leaned
see
into it.
anything. I saw it was a hit by pitch. It hit the elbow guard. Somehow went into the catcher's glove. It looked like it was a solid pitch, but hit Mikey. We got the win. Jeff McHitz is back.
Yeah, that home run and that bat flip was the energy that they needed. And even though Conforto probably wouldn't have gotten a hit, even after Lindor was pumping him up, even after the McNeil home run, because he's just so far deep in his head about his contract, probably. That is what they needed, and it could hopefully carries over for when DeGrom pitches tomorrow.
Lindor pumped him up was awesome. That got me going. It was so pumped.
Yeah. But Conforto putting his life on the line for the team was definitely a good sight to see. Thank God they got that win. Needed it.
That was huge. Mr. Positive, you were texting all the time about it when I was losing my mind. You said relax. What was your take when we got into the ninth?
See, you know how I am. I'm always calm. All right. So I have a game on. All right. I get a little nervous. You're down 2-1 in a home opener. I get nervous. You want to win the game, but never a doubt. Never a doubt. I always have full confidence in the team.
Yeah. See, I can never get behind that. I can't get behind that.
That's because the only one that actually thinks that.
So here's the when the Mets play the Marlins, there are a few things that are 1,000% going to happen. The Marlins are going to throw some shit pitcher out there that is going to dominate. The fact that fucking loser stepped down the mound and Brandon hit a leadoff double against him, and then we had Lindor, Conforto, Alonso, and Dom Smith come up. Those four hitters came up and couldn't drive a runner in from second base with no outs. Is like those are the moments where I'm like I can't trust this lineup right now. Like it takes a home run like what McNeil had to get him going. Because
spark. I feel like that Jeff one might have been a spark.
I mean, they're slumping. I mean, it usually happens coming out at the start of the year. The bats take longer. The only thing that concerns me about the team obviously is the bullpen, because that came in as a concern and is more than just a concern right now. So that's the only thing that bothers me.
It's such a blatant weakness within the team. It's like the second, because the starting pitching has been great. And honestly, I don't even care about that first inning that Peterson had, because then he kind of shut the door from there on out, which is good to see. So it doesn't even matter in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I mean, once that starting pitcher comes out of the game, it's it's like a coin flip of who's going to win, which is not something that you can afford.
When we went to the bullpen yesterday, I thought to myself, I'm like, wow, I guarantee this bullpen's not going to give up any runs. They're having a shutdown job, and we're just not going to win the game. We're just going to still suck. We're not going to be able to drive in any runs. I'm glad I was wrong, but that was exactly where my head went to right away.
Yeah, it's
so maddening. It really frustrated me.
Right, yeah, it is. It puts you in a seriously bad mental state watching them. Because I'd rather them just strike out 3 times than Brandon Nimmo hitting a leadoff double, then Lindor flying out, then Conforto striking out. Just strike out. Just put me out of my misery and end the inning, and then we'll just start fresh.
Is Brandon Nimmo the hottest hitter on the planet? This guy is unreal. I went into the season with such low expectations, especially after we all had that fight early on in the season about Dom versus Nimmo, and of course I love Dom, and Dom's the guy. But god damn it, did Nimmo come out to start the season and just prove my point to how valuable he is?
Yeah, I mean,
it just finds his man base.
It would have been different if they signed a Springer, but
of course, but I mean, he's playing unbelievable. I mean, his on base percentage I think is maybe 700 right now. He's getting on an absurd clip.
Yeah. Absolutely.
His outfield defense is still suspect though.
Oh, it's horrible.
That the fly ball yesterday when he was just drifting back and then hit his head on the wall was horrifying.
Yeah, that was scary. And it was worse when you watched it in slow motion. You really see his head like yank right into the wall. But I guess overall, like weekend recap for his 4 games, like they really need to take this off day to like I guess maybe take a breather and like take the pressure off themselves, I guess, and have Conforto try and clear his head because if you're 3 hitters hitting like that, like it's really hard to produce runs. Like because like that's supposed to be the guy that's constantly coming up in the big spots. And that's really the biggest issue. Right now I think the bats are worse than the bullpen because they can't score worth a shit.
Louis Rojas has also been maddening with his lineups and like his just decision making is just.
I don't really see what's wrong with the lineups. I mean, like Malfoy, I know Windrum hates it, but I don't know. Like, actually, you probably don't mind it, but like, I just don't know.
I know a lot of people want McNeil to lead off, but like I honestly don't. I think I want Nimmo there because I mean he rolls walks and you want somebody like that at the top of your lineup.
Yeah.
Until Nimmo gets cold, you keep him there. You keep him until he gets cold. But once he is cold, you have to have Jeff there. Jeff puts the ball in play. He hits it hard every single time. He's going to make the fielders have to move right away, right off the bat. He's going to attack the first pitch fastball every single time. I mean, he's going to see a
That's like the only
pitch.
That's the only thing about him that like I don't know how I feel about yet. Like I mean, it's been a couple of years now. He's always been the same guy. But as far as him leading off, I don't like the fact that he swings to the first pitch because I want them to in today's game, I want them to work the count a little bit. Get the pitcher to have more pitches so you get him out of the game faster, get to the bullpen.
What would you rather? A guy get on right away, just get rattle the pitcher right away, then have Lindor come up, and this guy's like, oh crap, I got Lindor, then I got Conforto, then I got Pete, then I got Dom, and there's already a guy on first already.
It'd be if I knew he was getting on base all the time, then yeah. But like if he swings the first pitch and it's a fly out, then 1 out on 1 pitch, it's not good.
You can't have Jeff batting 7th though. I mean, I saw the stat yesterday. Since Jeff came in the league, he leads the entire league in batting average since he's entered the league. Like, if you think about that, it's absurd.
Yeah, I think it's more of a testament to just how deep their lineup is. You know what I mean? Because if Nimmo leads off, you have to bat McNeil 7th. There's no other spot to put him.
I think Jeff's the best pure hitter on the team, though. And I mean, my whole issue is Louis Rojas is like, oh, I don't want 3 lefties in a row. Okay, you don't have 3 lefties in a row. You bat Jeff 6 instead of JD Davis, honestly. I mean, what would you rather see? Nims, Lindor, Mikey, Pete, Dom, Jeff, and JD, JD7, McCann 8. I mean, have JD batting 7 up the mess. I mean, guys are going to be on. JD can put something in the gap and you have guys score. I mean,
I would be fine with that. I think just with like the 3 batter minimum now, I think that's the biggest issue where people don't want too many lefties in a row because then these guys are going to have to be out there and then they could just like rattle off outs. But personally, I think having Smith and McNeil back to back isn't that big of a deal. But I think that they're just too hung up on the idea of like left, right. I think that's the problem.
Our lineup right now basically is either left, or left, right. I mean, either way, if you're going in the top of the line, if you're going to face the top of the lineup and you're like a team like going against the Mets, your bullpen guy, you're facing that top 3, you're going to put a lefty in regardless.
Well,
I have to face Nimmo, who's a lefty, Lindor will bat righty, and then Conforto's a lefty.
Yeah.
So what's the difference if, like, say, Pete, Dom, Jeff? Then after that, teams are going to be a little bit more wary of the lefty because say a guy gets on, like, then you face the 2 lefties and then you got the 2 righties right after. I mean, there's a lot of question marks about it. I mean, I think that's the best lineup, and I think currently Jeff should bat 3rd. I mean, I know he was ice cold to start the year, but
okay,
I think he has a better chance than Mikey. He's going to put the ball in play more than Mikey.
Then where do you put Conforto?
Until he gets hot, I'd put him at 6.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy to
that.
say, but until he gets hot, he's doing nothing to drive in runs for the team. And if Lindor and Nimmo are getting on base, you might as well put a guy in the 3 hole who can do it. Maybe Dom at 3.
No, I think
I don't know if I put him there. I keep him at 5.
I agree. I
I
would
think you
keep him
do
at
keep
5.
Dom at 5, but I think you can't keep Mikey batting third. It's killing us.
I think the only person that can replace Conforto at 3 is McNeil. I
And
think that would be the
we
best
have to do
person.
it right now, especially with how cold the lineup is. Got to change something up.
I like that, honestly. I really do like that. That's interesting. So, yeah, the lineup I feel like is going to be like an issue all year because I feel like Rojas is going to get scrutinized over it. Starting rotation is phenomenal.
I
DeGrom
love the rotation.
is going to be DeGrom. Stroman, he probably irritates me more than any other pitcher on this planet, but he figures it out. He just throws too many balls, and it pisses me off because he does all of his antics and he shimmies and he's kissing the glove. He's pointing this guy. He's doing this. He's tapping like dude, just throw strikes. Like because obviously what you're doing, like it's sort of working, but he puts too much stress on his innings. He reminds me of Wheeler back in like 2014 when he would have all these pitches. You know what I mean? He'd be walking guys, but he kind of get out of it. I don't know. And then
When he's on, he's nasty. Like I said,
of course.
when he's on, best number 4 pitcher in baseball. I mean, if you think about it that way, I mean, most teams he's a 2 or 3, but for us, he's going to wind up being the 4. And that's just – you can't complain about that. I mean, that guy's just going to be a stud down the stretch.
No. If we had Carrasco and Syndergaard in the rotation right now, I really wouldn't like stress it as much about Stroman. Just right now, he's our 2, which is the problem.
Thinking about that, I was thinking about that earlier. When Carrasco and Syndergaard come back, I mean, Jake's going to be a lock. Stroh's going to be a lock. Noah's going to be a lock. Carrasco's going to be a lock. That 5th starter now is going to be very questionable. Do you go
Taiwan? No, there's
It has
no
to be
question.
Taiwan.
It has
to
to
be
be
Taiwan, right?
He was
Has to be.
he was amazing.
Filthy. He looked great.
Yes.
But then I thought to myself the same thing right away, right? Taiwan should definitely be 5. He's such a stud. Dude, imagine him coming in, though, out of the pen. He could be really good out of the pen. Especially
him out of the pen will be a playoff thing.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. My thinking was, like, down the stretch, like, say, July, August. I mean, if we want him, like, preserved for September, if there's a stretch run and, like, you know, you're watching Noah's innings, like, after coming off of Tommy John. Taiwan really hasn't pitched in 2 years. He had Tommy John in 2019, made 1 start, came back in 2020, made a couple starts. He really hasn't pitched a full season since 2018. So you have to be a little bit wary about how hard you're going to go with him. And if he's your everyday 5th starter, going down to that stretch run, you might want to say to yourself, is this guy going to help us more in the bullpen? Maybe pitching like 1 inning every few days, 1 or 2 innings every few days, like a Lugo kind of role. If you have a Lugo and a Walker back there with Diaz, hopefully Lube fixes it out. Trevor May, I think Taiwan Walker in the bullpen is very intriguing down the road.
That could only happen if Peterson can be consistent.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. If Peterson's consistent and Peterson's, you know, if he's not the first inning Peterson we saw and he pitches like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th for the rest of the year, I mean, I think you should not have any issue putting Walker in the bullpen and letting him just ball out. I think he'd be so good in the bullpen.
Dude, the fact that you're even saying this is like, it makes so much sense. And yeah. I haven't really thought of it. Like, imagine instead of going to Miguel Castro in the 7th, you can just put Taiwan for 7, 8.
Well, no, not even that. Think of this. Well, here's my other thinking. You put DP in that 5th spot. He only goes 4. 5th, 6th, Taiwan Walker. Hand it off to Trevor May in the 7th. Seth Lugo in the 8th. Edwin Diaz in the 9th.
That's nice.
I really, the more I thought about it, the more I think Taiwan Walker in the bullpen could be huge for us down the stretch.
Do we think that like Joey Lucchesi can be that kind of a guy though? Just like throughout the whole season?
I think we haven't seen him yet, which is frustrating. I want to see what we saw him once versus Philly, right?
Yeah, he came in, right? He pitched good.
He pitched well. I mean, I think he could be that role, especially until Lugo comes back. But if we can put like a guy like Walker back there who's dominant stuff, I don't know. I think I like Lucchesi better than Luke right now going in for an inning versus lefties.
Yeah. Now, give me the lowdown on Diaz because I missed his outing.
He's my guy.
I missed the outing. I think I was at practice or something. But he looked good.
He gave up 1 walk
Of course.
But if I remember correctly, there was a call that he thought he should have gotten. He would have gotten a strikeout, but then they didn't give it to him and ended up walking him.
Yeah, I mean,
But other than that, he was electric.
he ran the count full on that walk. So that always pisses me off. But he looked.
He's always going to allow a base runner. There will always be a base runner on base.
I mean, he looked good. He looked like the second half of last year Diaz, the one that was dominant, and everyone's like, all right, this guy's back. He looked really fucking good.
He looks like comfortable and confident, which he
did
didn't look 2 years ago.
When he walked out of the bullpen, I did start blasting Narcos. I did start blasting it.
All right. So we got 2 more games against the Marlins, and then it's Philly again.
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure it is. I think we have Marlins, Phillies, and then we move on. Yeah, Marlins, Phillies. Then we move to Colorado.
Okay.
We got a 4-game set versus Philly.
I think you need to take these next 2 from Miami, especially with Jake and Stroman pitching, because Philly right now is a very tough team to beat.
We're about to have an absolutely brutal stretch coming up, boys.
Wow, so what do they got?
We got 4 versus Philly at home, which is nice. Hold on. Jake will be pitching on Thursday in a day game. Day game, Jake on Thursday. Let's go, baby.
Well, they're done. It's over for them.
But then we have to fly to Colorado Thursday after that game.
Yeah, but Colorado sucks.
Yeah, no, but of course they suck. But going to Colorado, like the day after playing a game versus Philly is gonna suck. Then we go to Chicago, and then we come home to play Washington, the Sox, and the Phillies to end the month of April.
Okay, that's honestly not too bad. That's not too
bad.
No,
not a bad stretch. It's just a lot of travel.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that could put some mileage to the team.
I hate the Nationals. The Nationals really pissed me off with the whole getting COVID right before the season.
Yeah, they really ruined the whole vibe at the beginning of the season for sure.
Yeah, that's why I think we suck right now.
Oh, wait. Talking about a vibe, we didn't really talk about Francisco Lindor getting the contract extension. We did the podcast begging for it, and we never did one. I mean, it's not that it was necessary. Obviously, we're all happy about it. You know what's funny, actually? I want to give a shout out to my Yankee fan cousin who I've mentioned on here a few times. Do I still have it? Oh, I'm gonna find it real quick. He texted me, and this is a perfect example of Yankee fans clinging for any hope that they have any sense of relevance in the city of New York anymore. He texted me something. I'm saying the Yankees are done. It's a Mets town. He goes, that was a bad move signing him to that kind of a deal. He goes, that might have been worse than the Stanton signing.
Yo, can you get this kid on? Can you get this kid on one day?
I know Woodrow was taking shots at him in the comments, which I love.
I mean, that is just
that's blasphemous.
Carlos Stanton might be not to delve into the Yankees because I hate talking about them whenever we talk about them on this podcast, but Stanton's one of the worst contracts in baseball history because he never's on the field.
He's probably a top 5.
Aaron Judge just can never stay healthy, so I don't get why they think they're all that. I still think Chicago is better than them in the AL, and I think Houston's better than them. Houston's looked a lot better than them so far.
They probably are better than them.
I don't think this Yankee team is good. I said before the season to every Yankee fan I know, your pitching staff is not good. Deal with that. You think you're great and you're gonna win. You're gonna go to the World Series, but you're not. So
yeah, the stands. First off, Lindor plays 160 games a year.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever played less than 155.
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton plays 75 games a year, and you pay him the same amount of money. So then he goes. They signed him because they knew that they would face slander if they didn't sign him. He goes, they should have held their ground. We paid him $20 million more than what they want. Steve Cohen blows his nose with $20 million every day. That's what he does. It doesn't I'll say this. If Francisco Lindor was a free agent and the Yankees gave him that contract, he would be like, oh, look at this. What happened to Uncle Stevie? Blah, blah, blah. Yankees are it's they would have been totally fine with doing that. And they're also probably going to give that much money to Corey Seager when he becomes a free agent.
Yeah, so they are. They're going to give more to Corey Seager because they're going to realize they're not going to win this year, and they're going to realize we need to make another move to try to get something to happen. You're going to sign Corey Seager, a guy who's kind of injury prone. Let's not forget. Yankees just love to go for the injury-prone guys.
Oh, they love him.
Morons. Dumbest
So-
fan base in sports.
So yeah, I mean that was just complete bullshit. Whatever, all the stuff he was saying.
But the least amount of games Lindor's ever played in a season in his career since he's came up is 143. He played 99 games when he came up, then 158, 159, 150, 143. Played all 60 last year.
You see, that's like
That's reliability.
yeah, and for me, he doesn't even need to hit 30 homers every year. He doesn't need to drive in 100 runs every year. Like that is not what is going to be. That's not what's going to determine like if that money was worth it. If the team's winning games and we're in World Series and the playoffs and he's being a leader, making plays, like having clutch hits, that's all that matters. Like the stats will come, but like that is not going to determine his value and the worth of the
defense has been worth.
Yes, it's been fantastic. It's been Ahmed Rosario
will never make these plays.
No.
Gimme was a great defender, but they're not making those plays. Yeah.
Maybe Jimenez on some of the ones Lindor has made, but not Rosario by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, Frankie's here to stay next 11 years. I still don't think I've processed that. I don't think I've.
I think I've when I saw the video. Did you see the video today? The Mets posted.
Oh, what, about being official, the contract?
Yeah, like him signing the deal with Uncle Stevie.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of sank in for me.
Right.
But at the same time, the
best
comments on
part-
the video were hilarious. By the way, I don't know if either of you read them. They were roasting Uncle Stevie for the pen usage. They're like, "Yo, you signing Lindor to a $341 million deal, and this is the fucking pen you give him."
I didn't see the pen, but I don't know.
It was like a normal standard pen that any college kid would use, and they're just ripping him apart. They're like, "Dude, this should be like a I don't know, like a fancy kind of pen." They're just getting mad at it in the comments, and I was dying laughing.
They want him to sign it with like a fucking feather or whatever, an ink or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's literally what they wanted. It was awesome. That's why I love us Met fans. We're just getting pissed over the dumbest stuff.
There's always something. What were you gonna say, Mal? You were gonna say something?
The best part of with Lindor, like what makes him worth every penny, is I don't know if you saw it yesterday, but when they intentionally walked him, did you see when he turned to Conforto?
That's what. Yeah.
I was so hype. I was going nuts.
Little things like that.
No, he's absolutely worth every single penny. Like that makes it worth it. That right there, because that's the leadership you need on top of Pete, being very vocal, and Dom being who he is, and then Conforto probably being like more of that
leader.
Yeah, like more like lead by example kind of guy. It's such a good mix of guys, and they're going to have an insane run this year. I think, like in this summer, like July, August. I think they're going to go on an absolute tear through the National League.
Speaking of August, I was just thinking about us, our trip to Citi Field for the Mets Dodgers game.
Yep.
Did you see what happened to our friend Trevor Bauer?
I did.
His baseballs were being looked at by the MLB. Can't complain. Never. That made me so happy. I was so happy about that.
Yeah, he's gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna say too much because we have. But Trevor Bauer is he's the Dodgers' $40 million problem. That's their guy to deal with.
Not mine.
Not mine.
Not mine.
Nope.
I hate him.
I am perfectly fine with Taijuan Walker for $27 million less or whatever it is per year.
Yeah, 2 years. Taijuan Walker looks more than every penny right now.
Yeah.
2 years, 20 mil.
Did you also see all the memes going out during the game? Everyone was talking. They're like, Taijuan Walker, the Spider-Man meme where it's like the two Spider-Men looking at each other.
Yeah.
It was like Jacob deGrom, Taijuan Walker getting 0 run support. It was like the 4th inning. Taijuan Walker had a no-hitter, and all these Mets fans are like, dude, this guy's like Jake. Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I thought he had a shot. Honestly, in my head, I was like, why do I feel like he's going to take a no-hitter until the 7th inning?
I did too. I'm like,
I really thought he was.
So awesome. Like Uncle Stevie's first game, Taijuan Walker takes a no deep.
Yeah.
Whew.
So yeah, Uncle Stevie's first game. Conforto got hit by the pitch. Fuck anybody who says that is a cheap win. That really, it's called competition. it's called winning by any means. That's and the wins in April. We're not going to remember this when we're probably in a tight race for the NL East in September.
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to be speaking. Oh, the Mets won by a game in the NL East. Like remember when Conforto leaned it? Like it's like nobody's going to be talking about that. Like nobody's even going to care.
I mean, look at the 07 and 08 teams. Those games in April meant a lot more when you looked at it and you blew it by one game.
Yep.
Wins in April mean a lot more than you think.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully that Pete and Lindor can kind of get this lineup going, because even though Lindor's not getting hits, he's making contact. He hits are going to start falling, home runs are going to start flying. If we can get a fourth starter to be dominant with Jake Stroman and Taiwan, and one more reliever, this team is really poised to launch off of a fucking rocket launcher. Like they're going to run through this
When's
league.
Cookie coming back?
I got no idea.
I was just sorry. That was out loud.
No,
I mean, when he comes back, I'm gonna be pumped. And I see Carlos Carrasco take the mound for the first.
I'm really more looking forward to Lugo coming back, honestly.
I mean,
Lugo the most.
need Lugo more, but
yeah.
And Noah, when's Noah coming back, man?
Is it a stretch to say that Seth Lugo is the most valuable player in the Mets?
I mean,
He's up there.
Jacob deGrom still breeds, but yeah, I would say Lugo's definitely like in the top 5 most valuable Mets.
Like I think I could say with confidence that Seth Lugo is the most valuable player to them, only because of how many games the bullpen loses them.
I mean, I'd always say Jake number 1. I mean, right now, thinking about the team right now, I think Jake's our most valuable. Nimmo's probably 2, because Nimmo gets on base often. Then I'd say Lugo, like, looking at it right now, yeah, he's probably the 3rd most valuable, because you're looking at it and you're like, we need him back that badly.
Yeah.
Like, we need Nimmo to get on base to try to get something going. We need Jake to be Jacob deGrom. So.
Well, Mal, what do you think about the valuable rankings? Because the bullpen is really the reason why we didn't make the playoffs in 2019. We should have been in that wild card game with the Nationals, like no question in my mind, because we lost. We were out by, or we were like 3 or 4 games out of the Brewers in the wild card standings, and we blew probably like more than 10 or 11 games from the bullpen. Like exactly. Seth Lugo needs to be in there.
If it wasn't for DeGrom, I'd put Lugo at 1, but I'll put Lugo at 2. That's where I have him.
Yeah.
DeGrom's just too good.
Yeah, that's fair. So, all right, let's we'll give maybe some quick predictions, and we can wrap it up. I think that we're taking the next 2 against Miami, and then I think that we're going to split this series of Philadelphia. I think if they get hot, we'll win 3 out of 4. I don't think we'll sweep them, because I think Philly is going to be a really sneaky, tough team this year. Still don't think they'll.
I think Philly's actually pretty good. I'm with you on that.
I don't think that they're going to sniff the playoffs personally, but I think that they're going to be really tough to beat.
I think they're going to finish 3rd in this division. Honestly, I think it's going to be us. I think it's going to be us, the Braves, and them. I think the Nats are going to cool down. I don't think the staff's as good. I mean, Soto's a superstar. The lineup's not that great, but I think Philly's actually really going to compete with us. I think this team's really trying to turn a corner. The rotation's pretty good too.
It is not. It's not bad. Fuck, this division is so hard. It's not even fair. This is the hardest division in baseball, without a doubt.
It can't be harder than playing Baltimore and Boston 38 times a year. But
seriously, I can't. Oh, God, see, these Zoom calls are only limited to 40 minutes, and I would love to just dedicate like one of these about the Yankees and just go on for like 2 hours, and because they're so irritating.
So here's the pitching, in case either of you were curious. I was just doing it in my brain, thinking about the Mets' upcoming stretch. That Philly series is going to be David Peterson, Taiwan, Jake, Stroh. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. No, Jake won't be going to the last day. It'll be DP, Taiwan, Lucchesi, Jake. So we start out in
Decent.
Colorado.
I think they'll split that.
Yeah, I think we'll take Taiwan start. DP, I think, can give us a chance. I think we're gonna lose Lucchese's. Then Jake, I don't think we ever lose,
Wait,
especially
wait.
during the day.
Lucchesi is definitely starting.
Yeah, he's going the probably game 3 of that series because we don't have an off day for a while coming up. We're playing tomorrow, we're playing Sunday, we're playing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Off day that Monday, then we're back in Chicago Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Home Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, we're going on a stretch of a lot of games and a lot of days coming up.
Those Peterson and Lucchesi games are going to be dicey.
Scary.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think David Peterson's really going to calm down. Home start on a Monday night game. I think he'll be good. Oh, I was just thinking about it. Next Friday, we're playing at Colorado. I was like, oh my God, are we going to get the black jerseys on Friday? April 23rd. Mark it in your calendars. We're getting the black jerseys.
Is that what you're calling? That's your first Friday home game?
Yep, that's my bold prediction. I think we're going to get it April 23rd, 7:10. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
I think that they're going to wait till the summer, like June or July to
Until we have full capacity fans.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get the full capacity this year. I hope we do.
No, I
That would
think
be
I heard a
awesome.
lot of talk we're going to
It'd
get
be
full
nice.
capacity.
I think they'll get close.
September.
I don't think they get past 75% this year. I'd be surprised.
What do you think that it'll be at when we go?
NFL's
I know
talking
they
about
want to.
capacity in September.
Yeah.
NFL's talking full capacity in September. I think we'll have full capacity. Hopefully, possibly by playoff time.
Yeah.
We would hope.
What do you think it's going to be at when we go? I'm going to guess like 50 or 60%.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
like 70% by the time we go.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
4
for
months
that.
away. I mean, I think definitely about 70%.
Yeah.
Philly's at what? Philly's at 50 or Philly's at 25 now?
Something like that.
I mean, I think there's a shot. Definitely we can get up to 70.
Yeah, I think so too. But final thoughts? Because I got nothing left.
I really hope this
Nothing.
bullpen doesn't put me into a state of insanity.
Yeah, it's going to turn us into fucking vegetables eventually. We're just going to be laying on the floor. And then we can't comprehend anything.
Listener, make sure you follow the Twitter page for our every second thoughts about every game.
Oh yeah, Windrum will be firing away on the Twitter page. We'll also be we'll do more live inning post game reaction. Those are good. That's going to be. I think that'll help us out here.
Yeah.
But until then, LFGM, and we'll see you boys later.
That's
Later.